I'm currently an undergraduate student at the University of Delaware, and I've been working on some undergraduate research focusing on wild blueberry consumption and cognitive function in older adults. So a little bit more about me. I'm working toward a bachelor's in nutrition and dietetics and also pursuing a health and wellness minor. And I first became involved in research as a DE-INBRE summer scholar in 2022. And since then, I've continued as a research assistant for Dr. Shou-Ching Chai in the Chai Nutrition and Health Research Lab at UD. And I plan to defend a senior thesis on this topic and also graduate this spring with my bachelor's. And then I'm planning to pursue a master's in human nutrition at UD and with the long-term goal of becoming a registered dietitian. So kind of a little bit of background on this topic. I have some statistics about dementia and cognitive decline. And so there is an estimated 7 million adults age 65 or older who had dementia in 2014. And this number is projected to rise to 14 million by the year 2060. And dementia refers to an impaired ability to think, remember, and make decisions. And Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia that accounts for roughly 60 to 70% of total cases. And then subjective cognitive decline is self-reported, but it's still referring to kind of a worsening of memory or increased symptoms related to cognitive decline. And this could be an early symptom of Alzheimer's disease or dementia. So now shifting the focus to a little bit about blueberries. So blueberries contain vitamin C, vitamin E, beta-carotene in pretty significant amounts, as well as minerals like iron, zinc, and manganese, along with dietary fiber. And when dietary fiber is broken down in the large intestine, the bacteria produce something called butyrate, which may be involved in a mechanism related to improved cognition. Blueberries also have a low glycemic index of 53, and this means that as they're digested, it leads to a more gradual rise of blood sugar and insulin as compared with other foods that have a high glycemic index. And then blueberries contain a variety of bioactive compounds, which I will get into on the next slide. So bioactive compounds work to scavenge free radicals, and free radicals are unstable, highly reactive molecules that cause oxidative damage throughout the body. So the bioactive compounds work to combat this and serve as antioxidants, protecting against this cell damage that's related to inflammation. And they do this by donating an electron or a hydrogen atom to basically convert this free radical into a molecule that is no longer harmful to the body. Blueberries also contain phenolic acids, which aid in plant growth and development. They're one of these bioactive compounds. Another type of bioactive compound is flavonoids, and there are several different subcategories of this, but overall they're responsible for color and flavor, and anthocyanins are very abundant in blueberries, and they're responsible for the color. They're found in the outer layer of the fruit. And then resveratrol works to reduce oxidative stress and improves mitochondrial function. So these are just some of the compounds that are present in blueberries. And then our study specifically focuses on wild blueberries. So wild blueberries are a smaller variety that are native to Maine, and they are particularly rich in these anthocyanins, which again are one of the bioactive compounds. So compared with ordinary cultivated blueberries that you'd see kind of in the store, they contain about 33% more anthocyanins and have about 2 times the antioxidant capacity. So basically, this should result in a little bit of a stronger effect on combating inflammation and maybe reducing some of the symptoms or diseases that we see in aging. And so some of these proposed health benefits include improved blood pressure, lipid profiles, cardiovascular health, also improved blood sugar levels and increased insulin sensitivity. And some of these improvements can also play a role in enhancing cognitive function. So these are closely tied together. Cardiovascular disease, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes have all led to between a 20 and 40% higher risk of developing dementia. And so these blueberries not only improve cardiovascular health, blood sugar, but there have also been studies that have shown improvements in immediate word recall, episodic memory, executive function, and in people who have mild cognitive impairment, that's already another risk factor for dementia. But studies have shown improvements in working memory, recognition memory, as well as neuronal activation shown through functional MRI. This is while they're performing a certain memory task. So there's definitely some evidence of improvements in cognition. So for our study, we're looking for participants who are between 60 and 80 years of age, and they are randomly assigned to consume either 24 grams of freeze-dried wild blueberry powder or the same amount of a placebo powder daily for 12 weeks. So they take this powder, they mix it into 8 ounces of water, and drink that once per day throughout the intervention. And at the baseline and also at the end of the 12-week intervention, we take some measurements, including anthropometrics, resting blood pressure, and of course, cognitive tests. So some of the ways that we assess cognitive function throughout this study is through a digit span subtest that measures verbal, short-term, and working memory. So it's as simple as the researcher saying a sequence of numbers and then having the participant repeat that sequence first in order and then taking a sequence and repeating it in reverse order, and also taking a sequence of random numbers and putting them in order from lowest to highest. And then we also have the Cambridge Neuropsychological Test Automated Battery, which measures reaction time, rapid visual processing, and spatial working memory. And this is a battery of tests that's administered through an iPad. And then we are able to download the data from there. So with this study, it is still ongoing. Our data collection is expected to wrap up probably late 2024. We're looking for a total of 60 participants, and so far we've had 21 who have completed the intervention and 3 more that are scheduled to finish in the next month or so. But so far, looking at kind of our sample size, it's obviously very small, and our demographics, population demographics, are narrow. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to kind of expand that as the study continues. And then I just have some references here. And this is my email. But thank you so much for watching this presentation. And if you have any questions or know anyone who might be interested in participating in our study, feel free to reach out.